here, right? It's there. All right, here we go. Round one. There we go. Officially underway. Also on, right here, first possession maybe. Nope, stunned out. There's Gob talking about the man just a moment ago, and he comes in with a nice stun. We also have Middleman there, one of the most impressive goalkeepers, I think, in the European scene, especially with some of those ridiculous highlights that he pulled off last pre-season. He just had some, as he actually takes a shot, Gob shot, but Middleman had some stretches of defense where he had 2, 3, 4 saves in a row, and he did that 2 or 3 times. Like, there are clips there on the preseason highlights where he's just going back to back to back to the back of the goal is Martin III with the first 3 for Alpha Ducks.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
See Swift in the chat now saying, hope you enjoyed that absolute massacre, but GG's. Well, as I mentioned on the stream too, it's no joke of a team you're going against whenever you're facing, well, formerly known as Backlash, but yeah, Phantom's just a strong team, so no shame in losing to a team like that. Nothing else. Much respect for sticking it through and then going to the 3rd round also, and just playing that exhibition match of sorts, just for that extra practice. But look at that. Took his pre-game practice, Gob did, and that's going to be a 2-pointer to get on the board here for the first time in the season for Quackheads. Not too bad.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The lowrider there also in the chat saying, which ducks will be superior? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. But here they come. It's Gob here with a deep shot. Just barely misses that one. Will get his own rebound, fortunately for him. Down low, it will go to Gob. Looking for one more dish towards the mid and just squeezes it through to Irony Man. So Irony hits Middleman. Middleman gets it taken by Ambient. And now a very aesthetic boost coming in from the Quackhead players. Getting struck out though. Little Rad taking it over. And Lowrider also saying he wants Quackheads to win here. So we can see the allegiances forming on the Twitch chat, but here it goes over to Gob as well. As a Middleman, Gobshite comes away with it, looks behind him, and goes forward for the offensive attempt. Good pass, good cutoff though, so many dives. Irony Man looks like he might have just lost his anchor briefly enough to allow the defense to creep up on him. But a good reset and a great look, but a better save. Stody, right off the bat, already a save. It's pretty uncanny with him. I already mentioned Middleman, but Stody, certainly a capable goalkeeper just as well. He had some nice saves, several of them against Vibers the other day, and just talented at the defense and positioning himself to get a lot of intercepts and things like that as well, Stody. So fantastic defenders in Europe. I always give them plenty of credit for both their goalkeepers and the speed, especially as that one just goes a little bit off. It's always fascinating to watch how that develops here in EU. That's a great pass. The Middleman, he takes one, push off, and push in. Middleman 82 with a 2. And now taking a 1-point lead for Quackheads with 6 minutes remaining in the first round.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
Lowrider says he wants Alpha Ducks to win because Ambient is subbing. The sole reason. So more of an Ambient fan, not a purely Alpha Ducks. Kind of like people who follow around, I don't know, like LeBron and stuff. You know, they follow him. It's the player, not so much the teams. And certainly Ambient, one of those very talented players over in Europe. Over here it goes to Stody. Stody has Martin available on the bow tie, and he does go to Martin. Martin will find no one because Gob is there, and so Gobshite, this is something you'll notice him doing an awful lot, is that he's very good playing that outer edge of the bubble. So either right inside or just right outside of it. But he's very good with getting those brawls, initiating those brawls, and he gets a lot of steals because of it. That shot from Stody just inside the 2-point area will go through. So now 1-point lead right back for Alpha.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
LeBron is not an NBA All-Star, though. What? He's a perennial All-Star. Now, as far as whether he's a GOAT or not, you know, there's debates. I can understand that much. I mean, I got into basketball watching Michael Jordan's Bulls. Honestly, that was my introduction when I was like probably 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. And going in for not a 3, 4, or 5, but just a 2, middleman 82 for another 1-point lead.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7.
I think LeBron, Jordan, I mean, he put in Kobe into the mix too, rest in peace, but like just different mentalities. The thing with LeBron is he's
We're underway.
I feel like kind of more of an all-around player. The thing is he's legitimately one of the best passers the game has seen at his position too, so maybe he doesn't have that Mamba mentality per se, but he's extremely good at just getting everyone on his teams involved. Great vision, great strength and athleticism, stuff like that. But nonetheless, never mind the basketball as much as I love to talk about it. We're here to talk about Echo Arena, and there is a good dish out to Stody. Stody's looking up top for a good spot. Oh, an awkward little hold there. Looks like a Lil Rad couldn't get rid of it. Stody still maintaining up to Little Red now, goes in and dishes it to Martin. Martin gets it saved though by Middleman, so we saw Stody on one end, we see Middleman on the other. Both these goalkeepers I talked about doing what I talked about, and it's so beautiful to see that defense at work as they come in here. Stody taking the disc and then sending it right on through the hands of Gobshite into Little Red's arms. Now that is almost a great shot that misses, but rebounded by Ambient. Now off the back it goes, but no, it won't. Middleman sends it over. I see QL in the chat now, so I can only assume the game is over. Otherwise, you really shouldn't be here right now between Orbit and Illuminati. But here it goes. Middleman taking, oh, what a save! Stody! That looked like a guaranteed goal. But he still somehow saved the day and paved the way for Lil Rad to hit a shot. Amazing end-to-end from Alpha Ducks there to go up by 2. Wow. Fantastic.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
So welcome to everyone joining us for this stream. Split off for a while there between the 2 games going on in the different regions, but now this one, by all accounts, should be the only one going on. So welcome aboard, everyone joining us here. Any of the casters happen to want to join for this match, let me know. I can get you in between the rounds as this back out goes to Martin. But yes, any casters want to join? I know Dimwee and Sputnik were doing the other game, so I can get you in between the rounds if you want to join. All up to you, though. Now, here Middleman will get it taken. Lil Rad looking for a shot. Looks like he kind of lost his arm again there, but will go for a boost and a rebound. Looks up ahead to Ambient. Ambient backing that out. Good patient play here. Stody receiving in the back line, ducking through. So that's going to open up a very nice number situation here for Alpha Ducks to take this over, and they will indeed. And no greed being shown at all from Alpha Ducks as they all touched the disc to finally find themselves a 2. Very nice. A lot of NBA chat now unfolding in the Twitch chat, and I didn't have this game going on right now. I'd gladly partake in said discussions, but here it goes to Irony Man, because right now we got a more important and a very competitive game going on here. Not a lot of separation being had by anyone quite yet, but with less than a minute left, it's going to be kind of an emergency situation for the Quackheads to get on the scoreboard once more, and looking a little grim. Right now, Stody, that's a great spot. He's uncontested, and Middleman, despite his best efforts, almost saved it, but could not. So going up by 6, and now positioned to take the first round is Alpha Ducks.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Middleman, the quick launch, dishes that one. Gob looking for a zipper pass, corner to corner over to Irony Man. Right back to Gob. One more off the head of Stody. And into the goal, though, rebounded. So Gobshite there still manages to end it at least on one more. And that will result in the win still, though, for Alpha Ducks, 12-8 in round 1. Again, you guys can get a good look on the stats on your Twitch player with that extension, but I'll also show it on here for posterity. It is Martin and Lil Rad, both with 3 apiece, 2 apiece for Stody and Ambient. So evenly killed effort on the offensive end from them, as well as you can see the assists. 3 out of the 4 teammates there getting one. 4 saves credited to Stody. And Ambient with a save and a steal as well. Over for the Quackheads, it's Gob and Middleman with 4 apiece, sharing the offensive load and doing what they can here. Hopefully into round 2 for them, getting it together for a little bit more on that score again, if they can. But right now, I mean, you have 3 of the 4 players on Quackheads, also with an assist, so that's nice to see. There's 2 there for Flash Flood, in fact, and Middleman had a couple good saves. He had an almost save that still went in. But, yeah, you can see the defense certainly at play, but the speed just the same, as chat was pointing out as well. Still a big factor in any of these matches over here on this side of the pond. So round 2 set to begin. Back to the game we go. And Joust will be won by Middleman and the Quackheads. A quick one, in fact. Oh, great shot off a stun goalie. So Flash Flood will get that one in, but really that flying stun, so crucial in making that play develop the way it did. Look at that, flying right through there was Gob, I believe. That was really nicely done. So first 3 for Quackheads, and the launch here, Ambient taking it. Short range pass to Martin, and Martin uncontested for the meantime, but a stack looming kind of around the nest area, and Gob just surveying the target. I mentioned him and his brawling skills, so you know he's always anxious to dive on it. Diving down on the goal, Lil Rad. So good recognition there. You saw Martin surveying the situation and just found the open man, you know, from a very strong spot up there up top. So Gobshite takes us over, passes it down over to Irony Man. Irony gets it right back to Gob, and defense gets right back into the blue zone for Alpha Ducks. Irony takes us away. They have some resets going on, showing that patience, trying to find some developments here on offense as Irony attempts to get some separation from Lil Rad, but unsuccessfully. Lil Rad catching up and catching that disc, but for a failed clear. So instead, 3-pointer, and does not go through. Irony still the recipient here. Quackheads, another chance at offense, despite the mistakes and despite the good defense from Lil Rad. He actually does it again, knocking Gob loose, gobsmacking him, if you will. But over here it goes over on a roll out from Martin and Stody. Nice little boost into a beautiful big 3. Nice turnaround there for the Alpha Ducks to buy themselves that 3-point goal. It was Lil Rad doing a lot of the work there, pressuring the defense outside of the bubble with his stuns and just knocking that disc loose a few times. So eventually it did turn into points for Alpha Ducks. So well done to him. And Irony Man looking over to the side. Gob ducks through on the catch, goes high, and buys himself a tie. And just saying, pointless with me being here, super quiet. Well, be the change that you want to be, or that you want to see. I don't know, I probably butchered that quote. Whatever it is. Thank you all the same to anyone who's joining us today. It's gotten pretty hype for some of these North American games on on 3 of our evening streams in North America. We've been hitting like 40 to 50 concurrent viewers for a lot of it. It's pretty hype. But over here it goes over to Gob. Gob gets it knocked loose yet again. I can only imagine it's probably Lil Rat over there. But over to Middleman instead, and taking care of the disc for the 2-point advantage now to Quackheads. They need to win this one to stay alive and force that round 3.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
And QL saying, LMAO at Pally begging for co-casters every match. Well, see, I'm happy to do these matches by myself. It's more so like me wanting to get other people involved, and we have this week. We've seen Skinny, we've seen Caption, we've seen Sputnik, Sir Dimwee, and off into the goal, but not quite on it. Taps it right back out. So, not that I'm trying to offload. It's more so I'm just trying to involve people. That's what this league is for, after all. It's for the involvement. It's not VRPL. VR Pally League, no. But it goes over here to Gob in the back line, down by the ramp. All 3 of his teammates on the floor area. Makes it up top to Irony. Middleman taking it, goes down, but a nice cutoff ambient, but still no clear. Now Middleman takes it back away, dishing it over to Gobshite, and right back to Middleman. Some 2-man game unfolding. Talk about basketball plays. That's kind of one of my favorites, those little give and goes, those 2-man games where you just have that connection with a teammate and you have all these consecutive passes towards each other. Now that said, Middleman, thanks to the Alpha Ducks defense, was really hard pressed to find any open avenues. So a turnover again, but this is one of the problems that Alpha Ducks are facing for the last minute or so, was just getting that clear through. They do actually finally get one that almost rolls in. So over to Gob. Gobshite taking the disc, checking behind him, and possession right back to the hands of Quack. So Quack right now, the advantage, less than 5 minutes left, 4.5 for this second round. Quackheads in the lead by 2, so narrowly holding on. They want to win this one because the first round was to Alpha Ducks, 12-8. So to stay alive here, they need to keep this stride up and maybe score again here. This will give them some nice buffer, if nothing else. Now working up here, Middleman. Martin III coming after him, so leaving behind Flash Flood at the nest. 3 players all converging on the disc for Quackheads, and yet none of them coming away from it because of guess who? Lil Rad up there bothering again with the brawls and the grabs. So Lil Rad doing a great job here, running interference whenever the other team gets that disc and brings it near him. So down low will be taken by Flash. Flash in a flash, looking for the pass. Irony Man, they duck through. So they're quacking and they're ducking, and they're looking good for the 4-point lead here for the team. 3.5 left. That's plenty of time, though, for Alpha Ducks. I barely got that replay off, but there it goes. Anyway. So here, Stody will take this one. It's a quick rollout, pressured by a stack, Flash Flood, and Middleman in the general vicinity. Stody backs it out to Martin III. And Stody over here goes up top to Lil Rad and into the bottom of the goal again. So one of Lil Rad's favorite spots coming up from up top. Kind of reminds me of Lemming in a way. Plays upside down, then sticks it from the ceiling. But looking good. So getting it done with the brawls and the turnovers he's causing, and then scoring just as well. And yeah, Q pointing out that we should have EU casters. Yeah, I mean, it'd be great to have some more. We obviously had a tutorial on board, but you know, life gets busy, and while he's still a moderator for us on the casting end of things, he can't really commit to the time, and I understand. Totally respect that, but he was always a joy to cast with, and I think the European viewers definitely enjoyed the insight he brought, and especially since he is so familiar with these teams and played for so many of these teams or with these players. So kind of a tough loss not having him on the casting end for these games especially, but. Now, Ambient takes this one over, goes down low to Little Rad, and this time not going to be in because Middleman takes it out. Honestly, looked like maybe another lost hand on that one, but not sure. Stody receives it, goes down for the delivery, but look at that dive from Gob. So I told you, he kind of has a nose for attacking players with a disc or the players who are about to have the disc, and as you see, just causing trouble. So there's the offensive line forming. And Martin just kind of the outside here. Gob, there's the dive from Gob, and it forced a very strong pass thanks to that defense. But good composure from Ambient and Alpha Ducks because despite the fact that Quackheads are kind of forcing some tough moves into the bubble, Alpha Ducks are still able to retain possession. They're still able to get back just like that with their quickness. And because of that, Ambient will have himself the disc as well as an open pass. Just too strong, however.
Possession moves to orange team. It's headed back downfield.
So back downfield, getting to Ambient. And it's a 2-point game here. So any shots, especially if this is a 3, looks like maybe a tie on the way. Lil Rad, oh no, he lost his hand again. We've seen that happen how many times now in this match? That is very tough. Very, very, very tough for Alpha Ducks because that looked like a great opportunity to score. And that's happened to him, it seems like 5 times in this matchup alone. So super just sour turn of events for them. But for Quackheads, you'll gladly take it because it's a 1-to-1 tie-up on the series based off that 9-7 victory in round 2. So great game so far. It'll be leading the way is Gobshite there, 6 points along with Middleman, 6 as well. 3 for Flash Flood and 2 for Irony Man. He had the 3 saves from Middleman. And look at that, 43 stuns for Gob. And he's only second to Martin. So, wow, Martin, as much as I was complimenting Lil Rad for some of his brawls down there, all the meanwhile, Martin was doing work as well. 52 stuns for the game high to go along with his 6 points and 2 assists. So, great effort from him. Lil Rad dumping in 7 points, a lot of those from the ceiling. Stody, the 2, as well as the 2 assists and 5 saves. And Ambient, the 2 points, assist, and save, steal, and 16 stuns. But yeah, I mean, Lil Rad already putting 7 points on the board, but you got to imagine if he hadn't lost his hands as many times as he seemed to, he could easily have a dozen or more right now. But he kept losing it on some really inopportune moments. Not quite what they would have liked, but regardless, we've got ourselves a game 3, and they have 10 minutes to undo any mistakes and get rid of any tilt that might extend from that. And here we go. So Middleman goes down low. Quackheads winning this joust again, looking for a shot again. Almost the same kind of thing we saw in the last round, but Gob gets the putback. Very nice. So Quackheads there, the 2nd consecutive round at least. They might have done it in the first, I can't remember, but that beautiful rollout where they get it right down to this bottom corner on to make it family friendly, I believe. The banker block is what tutorial said it was. Except it wasn't banker, but they roll out to that block, and then they have one fly through to get a stun on the goalie, and they go for the 3. So that's actually a beautiful set play that they have. All right, so down low, getting their first Stody, not able to find anyone immediately, but Martin actually gets a sling through as some stuns go, and retaining possession now. Quackheads on the other side, they already have 2 points in this tied-up series. And maybe just looking to work it up the floor slowly. You see one defender, Martin, coming out for the brawls to build on his huge count, and oh, just kind of unforced pass right to him. So Martin, the fists, obviously threatening with those 60-some stuns, can't make the goal. But you got to know it's a factor. You see Martin coming at you with his fist. You just want to get rid of the disc, and that time they got rid of it too fast. The Flash Flood does get a clear, and back to Alpha Duck's side. A Lowrider there, subscribing with Twitch Prime. Thank you, sir, in the clutch. Very awesome of you, and it's appreciated very much. I promised Q, I didn't mean to rhyme on that one. But it just did, okay? Off it goes to the tunnel now. It's ambient. And an open goal, maybe. If he takes it right away, Little Rad will, in fact, go for it and make it with just a split second to spare before the defense arrived. Very good shot.
12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Saying you've subscribed for 2 months as well. So, again, very, very much appreciated there. Irony Man takes it for Quackheads. It's a 1-point lead. Only 3 minutes expired in this third round. And Alpha Ducks back to their hands. Stody in the back line, playing his position expertly, as he very usually does. But Middleman and Quackheads will take it back. So there's Irony Man. And there's Stody. So playing that dive as well. They pass. You'll notice a lot of those ones, if they go directly through mid, you have to make those quick, or else the goalies are just too good these days. They know when to dive out and intercept. So those mid lane cross passes need to be very quick. Either that or short range. But here it goes to Martin. He gets stunned, kind of giving him a taste of his own medicine this game a little bit. But still coming away is Stody. Stody will have 2 available passes. Holds on to it perhaps a little too long. But still, though, Ambient gets it. But kind of maybe a missed opportunity because they gave the Alpha Ducks, or Quackheads rather, time to just gather themselves back on defense and position instead of going for the fast break. But they do have a chance that is quickly closed off and sent out by Gob. So again, 3-2. This is the third round. 6 minutes left. The first round being taken by Alpha Ducks 12-8. Second round was taken by Quackheads 9-7. So as you can tell by those scores, it's been pretty close all the way through here in this debut matchup for Quackheads. Of course, Alpha Ducks, mentioned earlier, this is their second match of the week. They won their earlier one, but now maybe the beneficiary here of a goal. Alpha Ducks looking for a play, but Gobshite comes out of the stun and then delivers another one just the same. Whoa, gladly will take that, and Middleman, what a save. Look at all that interference being ran, and it didn't matter. Unbelievable. I'm not even surprised when he does that anymore, but that one, wow, was a great one. Shot from orbit, practically. And I don't mean the team. Flash Flood with the amazing hit in that corner slot.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
A wonderful job from him. And Vlastro also subscribing now. It's his second month. Appreciate that. And Vlastro coming in the clutch with a rampage of a subscription. Although I'm aware that's not currently a thing anymore. Kind of makes me sad. But appreciate it no less. Very kind of you. As Ambient will try to just work in this pass. We see Martin cutting in. Maybe one short-range pass, and there you go. So that's what I was talking about as a beautiful dish goes off for the tie. But you see that one? Now, granted, the pass was a little soft, but it was at least shorter range, so there wasn't as much time for the goalie to react and potentially dive. There was a little opportunity, but the window was a lot slimmer compared to that pass from earlier where it was just directly across from outside the bubble. Those ones are kind of easy to dive on, so that was a much better look there going in to tie it up here. Lowrider saying he supports Quackheads after that play. I can only assume that save, what you're talking about, that Middleman. Ninja Knight saying Middleman's a top goalie. Yeah. I mean, you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who would disagree with that in either region, I think, who's seen any of these games. There are very few who gets the kind of saves that he does. Now that's a grab there and dumped on in by Gob, so gave it a little time to maybe see if it would go in. But still the wherewithal to grab that and dump it once it was a bit off. So going up by 2 with 3:20 left. Now rolling out, pass just getting to the top of Stody's hands, at the top of his reach. Ambient trying to reach his teammate as well, Martin. But a turnover, a clear, no one in the tunnel to receive that one, so now it's a matter of boosts. Getting there first will be Stody. There's the approaching stack, though, with Flash Flood and Gob. And, oh, missed one. This could be bad. Stody's going to get into the goal just to try and deny a 3. And a quick shot. That one, maybe unaware that Stody was already there. So still hanging on to a 2-point lead, but especially if Alpha makes this, and they do, it's Stody. Tough turnaround. Basically turned from what could have been a nice 2v1 situation for Quackheads. And it turned into, instead, a 2-pointer for Stody and Alpha Ducks to tie it. So, yeah, not the result they wanted, but 2 minutes now and a tied-up game just the same. Irony Man goes down low. And you see the leech, good patience from Ambient, not going for the stuns. It's easy to be baited into that at times, just hanging on instead to the feet and waiting for the right time to pull off and get the disc. So get the disc they did. Stody clears it out through mid. A boost from several players. Middleman getting there, taking it. And the clear, not quite good, so it will be back to Ambient, but a better stack. So Irony Man and Flash Flood, they're going to go for that deep shot. It's going to be very close, and he made the most of it because it's a 3-point lead with 90 seconds remaining. What a great look from Irony. Take the Y out of his name because, you know, he's Iron Man with those nerves of steel. I know that didn't quite make sense, but it's almost there. Almost. But to hit that kind of shot in the clutch, I mean, a minute and a half left. He had a tough turnaround the last play where he couldn't convert on a score. But then to come out with those nerves and just nail it like that to give him the 3-point lead as a 3-point shot comes out to tie it right back. Martin III. Steel nerves just the same. Anything you can do, he says, I can do better, or at least equally. What a great move there. So now tied up in kind of unlikely fashion. Just two half-court bombs from either team. Now, Quackheads will find themselves the beneficiaries of perhaps the last shot. It would be, honestly, in their best interest. They're going to go for the one-on-one. No, can't get it done, so Stody! A great clutch save, crucial one, but will it buy them the potential win later on? We'll see. No! Gob Shite finds it, hits it, 12-10, and that ends it, I do believe. Amazing ending to this game, and as a result, Quackheads come away with the win in the 3rd round. Fantastic match here. It's debut for Quackheads. Man, Stody, though, with almost the heroic effort at the end on that save. But the cleanup, the pass, the finish. Maybe not perfect, but it was exactly what Quackheads wanted. So they executed when it mattered there, right at the very, very end. Wow. So with that, I mean, here. 12 points leading the way is Gobshite, as well as the 62 stuns. 6 points for Flash and Middleman. Irony with 5. 6 assists to Flash Flood. 4 saves the Middleman. Crazy stat lines across the board there. And for Alpha Ducks, Martin III, 11 points leading it. 2 assists as well as 74 stuns. Impressive count on that one. 10 points and 56 stuns for Lil Rad. Stody with 4 points, 3 assists, and 8 saves. Amazing hands defensively. For Ambient, 2 points, 3 assists, a save, a steal, and then the 26 stuns. So, just, yeah, what a finish on that one. There was almost the unlikely kind of comeback of sorts. I mean, there was a point, again, I guess comeback's not the right word, but there's a point, like I said, where Quackheads were about to pull ahead by 4, but then Alpha Ducks came back with some scores, and then you had that great half-court shot by Irony Man, then Martin just matched him right back with a mail slot of his own. So yeah, I thought there was a good chance we were going to go right into OT, but I was happily proven wrong on that one.